Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raikou here with What If Issei became a hollow of his former self? Not the point. This is part 3 of this What If. I'm not gonna do it for 1 hour and like 30 minutes like last fucking What If. Yes. The 2 fucking What Ifs previous of this were literally 1 hour and 26 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes. You get the point. I'm not doing it for 1 hour because I have things to do, mostly going to school. But I know that when I come home, I'm going to be dead ass tired, so I'm just not going to try and do a what if. Okay. So mostly, if I manage to do a what if mostly in the night, then I did it. Other than that, don't know. Also, I want to thank you guys so fucking much. Wait. So I want to thank you guys so fucking much for getting me to 600 subscribers. I will do a special. Actually, did I do a 500 special? I actually do not remember when I did my 500 special. Wait. So I did my 500 special like 2 months ago, somewhere around there. It was actually the Looney Tunes one that most of these Zenkichi will have. But since I fucked that up on that what if, I actually decided to give up on that whole what if series. But since I didn't have much cartoons, you know what, I gave up watching the whole, well, not giving up, I gave up on that what if, but yeah. Mostly on the 600 special, I should really try to, like, do one what if that might be able to be a whole movie, maybe. I'm not gonna do it for like 16 hours, no. I don't think I can even do that long. Nah, I think I'll pass out. But I'll try to make a movie, maybe. But yeah, so I have 600 subscribers. Thanks, guys. Mostly the last time I saw it was like at 590 something, and then I just came back this morning. Mostly this morning is when I got a notification of something. I just didn't remember what it was because I just like was still asleep, half asleep, and I deleted everything so I could just go back to sleep or whatever. And I just saw I hit 600 after a while, but yeah. So I just want to thank you guys. Got 600. I never did mention this on mostly the what if I was doing because I was too focused on that one. Mostly focused on what if Issei was a hollow part 2. I didn't got too focused on the other thing. But yeah, I checked back on my YouTube channel just to check on that. But yeah, not the point. But yeah. So yeah, so this is part 3 of this what if. Now, I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to thank you guys because I'm not gonna lie, am I going slower or faster in this second channel? I actually can't tell. I want to say I'm going slower than my first channel because my first channel I was kind of getting a lot of subscribers, but I can't tell if that's the case or this is. It's probably because I don't upload that much on like my, well, mostly first channel, which I had like so many videos. I think I'm almost at 1,000 videos on my first channel, which I'm still going to try to get to, and shouldn't give up and at least try to get to 1,000 videos because, well, I want to at least have a mark of like how many fucking videos have I done. Not the point. Now, that is not the point here or there. On this, I think I only have like 296, 7-ish videos that I made, but not the point. Mostly those videos I think are just like gaming videos that I barely did, but yeah. And I know not many people watch them and they don't even know about that gaming videos. But yeah, and mostly some story videos, but not the point. Let me just begin into this. Let me shut the fuck up. I know I'm rambling on, guys, but let me begin. So I know that a lot of you do kind of like these videos, like the hollow, the mostly the spiral, the other things, and yada yada. You get the point. That is not the point here or there, but let me just begin to what if. Sorry, I'm rambling on right now, but yeah. Let's begin. So we begin into mostly Issei, Shiro, and Raynare on a table, a very smallish table. Shiro had to sit on the couch while mostly Issei and Raynare just looked at each other. Raynare was kind of like looking away, somewhat like she's not trying to look into his eyes fully because he has them closed entirely. When he gets serious and annoyed, he will activate them and open them mostly, but mostly in the time he just has them closed. But this is where, well, he has one of his eyes open, just cracked. This is where, well, he says, so you're telling me you lived during the battle between that red-haired bitch and you. During the battle when you were supposed to be dead, you instead managed to fly away, but of course the blast radius still hit you. But you landed somewhere near a farm of the outskirts of Kuo, kind of near, yeah, farmhouse. and you met up with an old lady. You both kind of became friends, somewhat like mother and like grandmother and daughter, granddaughter, and then you decide to realize that you were in love with me, but truly in love with me instead of, well, mostly the whole you were being a bitch for a second. This is where, well, Raynare nodded. She was kind of blushing. She was kind of sad a little bit about how Issei changed entirely. This is where, well, he says sighs and says, I'm not looking for relationships right now, if that's what you're wondering. No, I'm not looking for relationships. This is where Raynare becomes saddened. But I am kind of looking for at least partnership, like a friendship at least. This is where, well, Raynare perked up and was wondering why. She thought that mostly Issei was just going to be closed off, and the only person that he would talk to would be, well, none other than Shiro. Shiro heard this, but instead he just ignored it, because he doesn't know how Issei's mind works entirely. He fought against the 9 espadas, which are 9, not 10. 9, if you count the 0 to be 10, but not the point. This is where, well, and he doesn't know how he fought against, well, Coyote Stark. He heard that Coyote Stark was a type of mostly espada that didn't like mostly fighting. Like, he was the type to just be lazy as fuck, but yeah. So he was the type to just be lazy as fuck, and that's why he doesn't know much in what Issei fought through to become stronger. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just looks at Raynare. And this is where, well, we'll see Issei says, so, do you accept being my friend, like friend, comrade? Someone that I can trust instead of you betraying me? This is where, well, Raynare kind of just grab her kind of shorts, because she's wearing black kind of shorts that are like black jean shorts and mostly like this black t-shirt. Yes, she kind of did went shopping with Shiro that one time, but of course it was nothing personal, lovey-dovey or any of that, because Shiro was too, well, most the hollow version of Issei, so of course he really didn't care. And of course mostly Raynare was not very comfortable with Shiro. It wasn't the original Issei, so of course she was very uncomfortable with him. But she only stayed next to him because she had nowhere else to go. Of course, well, mostly she was grabbing her shorts, and this is where she was thinking that she was sad a little bit about how Issei just became this emotionless being who doesn't care about helping others, because he really doesn't. He doesn't care about helping others without a small price. Like, you better give him something. The fuck? Is he doing this for free? No, he's not. So yeah, he also doesn't really like helping the devils, fallen angels, even angels, because he's no longer a part of those factions. Like, what the fuck? Why is he going to be a part of a faction that literally sees him as the lowest being, even though he's technically the strongest being in the fucking factions? Yes, mostly he knows how the devil population works. They're all arrogant pricks half the time. Some of the fallen angels are the exact fucking same, and angels are the exact same thing. So that's why he doesn't like working with those factions. He doesn't even care if the Chaos Brigade managed to wipe them out, because he doesn't care. He also hates the devil, what's it called? Mostly the devil council, because he knows how they fucking work. And pretty much, why be ruled by weaklings when you're supposed to be the strongest? Shouldn't the strongest rule over instead of the weakest? He knows that the devil council are nothing just considered by old fools who aren't even technically at any rank of top 10 or ranking strongest. Now, Issei, he's considered to be already at a rank, which I will mention that later, but he's quite powerful. But no one knows about mostly him being in the top ranking system just yet. But all you gotta know is he is stronger than the current Lucifer right now, and probably even stronger than the old Lucifer, who is Elizabeth. He's technically much stronger than half the gods, but yeah. But you don't need to know about that. His power is probably at the same level as, well, the Jaden Emperor, but not the point. But this is where, well, mostly Issei is kind of just like looking at Raynare, trying to see if she will actually take it and just become like mostly somewhat under him, like either like a friendship or something. Not under him, but actually tries to just become friends. This is where Raynare decides to just smile and kind of cry, and this is where she smiles and saying, yes, I would like that. This is where, well, Issei was confused. Why are you crying? This is where, well, Raynare kind of just managed to get rid of the tears. We're trying to. But this is where, well, she says, well, like I mentioned, I made friends with the old lady. Even though she was human, She didn't even mind about my fallen wings or any of that. She was the only friend that I had. When she died during an attack, I felt so sad and lonely, okay? That's why I was thinking of ending my life, but then I remembered you. I was hoping that at least you would forgive me before letting me die. This is where, well, mostly you see, kind of saw the loneliness of what she is kind of showing, and mostly it's like an aspect of mostly she wants just to be kind of dying alone. Well, mostly forgiveness, but whatever. It looked like she had a little bit of mostly nothingness, but yeah, mostly the aspect of nothingness. But yeah, he says sighs and just decide to go up to her or not. Nothingness was mostly despair, but mostly he kind of gets up and just hugs her. This is where, well, mostly Raynare right now blushes and of course turns red. This is where, well, Shiro was confused but decides to just ignore it. He does know that mostly Issei did fight against the Espada, and all of them had troublesome, mostly just problems of their own. They wanted to like change, but yeah. He does know that not all hollows are bad. Not all of them are just grief or any of that. There's different types that just have different regrets. But yeah. Like mostly Shiro can actually remember his past somewhat. Mostly he was that Vassal that bites Issei, but the Vassal that Issei kind of got bitten is not a normal Vassal. It's none other than the king of all Wakamundo. But that Vassal was too weak, so of course, sharing a bit of his power and giving it into Issei, trying to take control of his body, while mostly saw the whole horrifying things. It made it mostly a part of Issei, but not really. So of course Shiro just going to just ignore and just see how Issei works, but yeah. But yeah, not the point. But we go into mostly a time skip. A time skip of mostly the night kind of passing by, and of course mostly Raynare, she sleeps in her own bed, Issei is sleeping already in his own bed, and Shiro, well, he can literally he can be inside Issei's body or outside, doesn't really matter. He can be, what's it called, just anywhere, because he does have a physical body to go into, but not the point. But we go into mostly that happening. Now, Issei is asleep, but of course he realized that fucking Shiro bought a house that's too small that barely has any space. So of course Raynare actually has to be sleeping with him, next to him. Now of course the bed is not even fucking spacious, and he realized, how the fuck did Shiro and fucking Raynare sleep like this, and how long? Shiro did not want to answer that, and Shiro just says that he basically slept mostly on the rooftop, or mostly just went off to go get some jobs. And this is where, well, mostly Issei says, so you're saying that she's been alone here in this house for a while? Yes. This is where Issei sighs and says, I should probably sleep on the rooftop then. But Raynare refused to let him kind of sleep on the rooftop, and instead let him just sleep next to her. Now of course it was very uncomfortable, but yeah. But we go into a time skip of mostly Issei, Shiro, and even Raynare kind of getting to the school. Issei looks fucking completely different entirely. When he showed up to the school, everyone's jaws just fell down to the ground because Issei looks like a complete badass. Mostly his long brownish hair, his tannish skin, but also his eyes are closed. Basically, he looks like this. So yes, my boy looked like this, kinda, except for the eyes being yellowy. They were mostly supposed to kind of look like this, but mostly they're like a purplish color. Instead of the purple eyes, it was kind of black, not the point. But yes, his hair is much more longer, and of course there's like just that brownish long piece of hair that's going down through his face, but yeah. But of course with that happening, Issei is just on a different level of fucking hot. Every girl is just right now kind of, well, amazed with Issei's new look. This is where next woman is none other than Shiro. I should mention that Issei's the height of 6'1" now. He became the height of 6'1", and he acts and talks different. He no longer acts as mostly the perverted nerd or coon or whatever. Not perverted nerd coon. Mostly the perverted loser. He instead acts, well, mostly looks more gentle, kind. Well, it looks like it, but it's mostly more of a manipulating kind. But not the point. Now, of course, next woman is none other than what's it called, Shiro. But Shiro definitely just looks like he's palish skin. Fucking looks like he's sick as hell, and he doesn't care. Which mostly people got scared in an instant. They were confused in who exactly this spiky hair person is. Because yes, Shiro does have spiky hair, but it's kind of long, but it's not smoothly long. Well, not smoothly, mostly smooth long, like what's it called, Issei's. But yeah, but it's still kind of spiky, but not the point. This is what, well, Shiro doesn't care about if they look at him or just talk about him because, well, he doesn't give a damn. But of course, he is going to act like his violent tendency because that's how he was for mostly 2 weeks of the school. Now, of course, next to him is a beautiful blackish hair girl with kind of a magenta eyes. And yes, it's none other than Raynare, and she's kind of just very unnerved with the looks of mostly how the guys are looking at her. She's mostly hiding, well, kind of grabbing what's it called, Issei's arm. Now, she's not trying to act very cute or very seductive with Issei. That's not going to happen, because Issei still has very issues of trusting people. But, of course, he did talk to mostly, well, Coyote Stark, and Coyote Stark did mention that it's not very a good thing to just be lonely all the time. But, yeah. So, of course, Issei's just gonna let it slide for, yeah, a bit. But, of course, it worked well. Even though Shiro is purely white, girls still kind of dig it. They have a weird fetish for that, but not the point. But we go into mostly going into the classroom. Now, Shiro and mostly Raynare had to kind of enroll to the school. Now, of course, this is where Sona didn't really want to approve of their enrolls, but Issei was millions of times stronger than her. Like, you better enroll them, or he might have to use Getsuga Tensho to destroy half of the school. Like, he was not afraid to threaten her. Like, literally was not afraid to do it. This is where, well, she kind of almost eeped and actually got scared of Issei's threat. Now, of course, even if, what's it called, Seraphon jumped in to fight Issei would easily destroy her. Literally, not even using his own Getsuga Tensho. He probably would have even just slashed the air with just his hand and literally cut her down. Like, that's how scared Seraphon is, and even Sona. This is where, well, Issei walks away, and of course, mostly Shiro got the same classes as Issei and even Raynare. She was very happy. This is where, well, at least she doesn't need to be kind of bothered by other guys. But this is where, well, when Issei, Shiro, and even what's it called, Raynare managed to get into the classroom, the same classroom that he's in, mostly enrolled, but yeah, mostly the teacher says, "Who are you two?" This is where, well, mostly Shiro had to take Issei's last name, which is Hyodo, because no longer Zangetsu. But this is where, well, mostly he was annoyed at the fact that he can't have Zangetsu name as his last name. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly the teacher says, "Who exactly are you?" This is where, well, the white person says, "My name is Shiro Hyodo." This is where, well, mostly everyone heard that and they say, "Wait, what? What? Huh? What? Huh? Wait, what?" This is where, well, this is where Shiro explains that he was here actually 2 weeks ago. Actually, before he kind of left for another 2 weeks because he didn't really want to deal with the school. He's actually Issei's twin brother. This is where, well, because it's not technically a lie. They are twins, but they are not technically mostly blood related. They are blood related. They're soul related because they're basically the same person. Shiro is just a hollow version. Issei is just the original. Everyone is shocked to hear about mostly Shiro was the one to actually appear last time, so that's why his skin was so pale and mostly his hair, instead of being brownish, it was kind of whitish. So a lot of people were just shocked. This is where, well, Murahama and Matsuda were annoying this person, and Shiro was technically a different person from Issei. And Issei just said that last week he was just so sick and felt like he was gonna die anytime soon. So that's why he had to go into somewhat of a deep slumber, mostly the hospital said. So of course that's why he went. He just told his kind of twin brother to kind of just go for himself, mostly go towards the school. Even though his twin brother is supposedly, wasn't sick too much, but really he just had a very deformed kind of skin color. That's why he doesn't show up too much. This is where people were just shocked and dumbfounded. Now, yes, Valerie is still here, even Lexia, who are mostly from, yeah, that whole protecting. But they don't really need to be here no more. Lexia can just live normally and no longer needing to worry about, well, mostly Ares to try to attack her. But this is where, well, mostly the other person is named Raynare, and she kind of just says, "I am Issei's best friend." This is where, well, lots of people thought, well, they mistake it for mostly being girlfriend, but mostly best friend. Issei literally states that, and of course, this is where, well, Issei is not looking for a relationship, so don't bother him with mostly relationships bullcrap. He also is not a pervert, so don't fucking expect that either. He almost died, he's not going to deal with your bullshit. Now, this is where, well, mostly Shiro said, "Also, don't piss me off, because I am not a pervert." If you want me, I can throw you out the window so fast that you guys can literally see God yourself. This is where all of them got scared and also in an instant. Literally, Issei and Shiro do not seem too different apart. They seem to be almost the exact same person, just different skin color and hair color, but yeah. And also mostly eye color because, well, Issei had his eyes closed. And this is where, well, mostly Shiro did the same, most of it, yeah. Well, Shiro had glasses, but not the point. Issei also did have glasses. Well, he doesn't really need glasses because he just has his eyes closed and he can just sense anywhere, but yeah. But this is where, well, mostly Raynare says that, yeah, she doesn't really want to be bothered either. She's not really looking for a relationship at all. This is where, well, guys were just turned down and it's like, damn. But of course, the teachers just sat them down somewhere, but yeah. But of course, we go into mostly, well, yeah, we go into mostly a time skip of mostly the whole day kind of passing by. Now, of course, Issei knows that he's going to have to go to the rating games in 2 days because, yeah, it's been over a month and the rating games is still going to start. He's not a part of the barrage, but he wants to show the whole underworld that he ain't a bitch and he will not care about slaughtering those who are pathetic in him. This is where, well, he's still thinking of going to the rating games, which he's going to show everyone that he is 10 times stronger than anyone. He's no longer the red dragon, the kind red dragon, but instead the one who is called a hollow dragon. But yeah. Also, Shiro does have a copy version of the boosted gear. Yes, Issei Magic created for Shiro, but not the point. And this is where, well, the Shiro kind of uses the like black gauntlet that kind of looks like the boosted gear, but yeah, but not the point. Now, of course, this is where, well, Shiro, well, mostly the black kind of like boosted gear look like it's actually Kuro inside it, but not the point. But that's not the point here or there. Or not Kuro, it's just a black boosted gear, not the point. But I'm rambling on right now. No, this is where, well, Issei, he is actually thinking to go, but yeah. But it's been 3 days, and of course, mostly none of the ORC members actually went up to Issei. The reason why they haven't really went up to Issei is because of mostly Akano actually stopping them from actually going up to Issei or anywhere near Issei. The reason why is because she's the one who felt really freaking bad. She's the one who's actually terrible. She feels extremely terrible for how Issei is now turned to be or acting or other things. This is where, well, mostly that is the case in this where, well, she's just terrible. She's sad and she's cries sometimes. She is somewhat sleepless and she just hates the fact that Rias did something to Issei. This is where, well, she wished that she can actually apologize to Issei, but Issei kind of always glares at her if she gets close. But yeah, he always opens his eyes and kind of glares at her with a murderous look. Raynare's the only one that actually sees this. Mostly Shiro usually kind of, oh shit, sorry about that. Mostly Shiro is always the one just to ignore any of that bullcrap because he doesn't care. Truly, anyone comes close to him, he's killing them. He doesn't care. Shiro's a different person, and Issei's a different person, but technically they're still the same. But yeah. But we go into mostly 1 day of mostly after school. Mostly Issei is about to leave to his, well, mostly house, just to do some missions also, or mostly Shiro's doing some missions. But of course, and Raynare is actually training at the house, like she kind of went home just to train because Issei did tell her that she's going to have to get stronger. Because, yeah. But of course, it's where, well, Issei was about to leave until mostly someone appeared right in front of him. It's another Azazel. Azazel says, "Hey kid." He mostly says, "Hey kiddo." This is where Issei says, "What do you want?" This is where, well, Issei kind of just looks at him. Mostly his eyes aren't open, but this is where Azazel says, "Are you still going to be a part of the rating games? You know, since mostly you're still kind of having your name there." Issei has a little smirking grin and says, "Oh, yes, I'm going to be still there, but I'm not going to, how should I say, well, I am going to be the one fighting alone. I will fight against Sir Orcus and his entire group by myself." "But what about my team? Sorry, I don't see none of those bastards as my teammates. No, I'll fight them alone. I'll fight Sir Orcus and even Ria's team alone. If I have to show everyone in the underworld how strong I have became, I'll show them that I'm no longer a part of the factions, no longer a part of the Alliance factions. That means I'm no longer a part of the fallen angels, the devils, or angels at all. Making me, I don't give a damn if I'm astray. I'll show them all if I have to annihilate them all. This is what Issei said with just an angry tone. His eyes right now glitter. Mostly they're open, they're angry, showing such frustration. This is where, well, Azazel sees that Issei is no longer a part of alliance with the devils, fallen angels, even angels. He realized that Issei is like Valerie. Valerie kind of left to become with the chaos, well, kind of go to the Chaos Brigade. Issei isn't a part of anything, but Issei literally has the power to probably annihilate anyone. This is where, well, mostly Azazel nodded and says, I see. Well, well, I can't change your mind, can I? No. Now leave me alone. Also, you know what pisses me off about you a lot? Issei turns around to mostly see Azazel and Azazel says, what is it? The fact that you literally let your own daughter be manipulated by Coco Bill and almost kill me, kill Azazel, even though I don't care about that bitch at all, and the fact that you let her die during the whole battle with Rias. That really pisses me off. I hate it. I hate you and I hate your existence. There's no way in hell you would have ever been my father figure, Issei said with such a cold, dead voice. This is where mostly Azazel's heart almost shattered, but of course someone else was actually watching this, and it was none other than Raynare. She didn't fully leave. She was actually going home, but she actually wanted to ask Issei why he had to stay back. She was actually told to kind of go home, but this is where, well, mostly her heart fluttered up when she was hearing all those words. Mostly Issei literally defended her, and in fact that he was so angry and pissed the fact that mostly her father let her die because of Rias and mostly getting manipulated by Coke Bell. This is where, well, she was just very blushing. She was basically a blushing mess. Issei knows that she was behind it, but she didn't really say anything. This is where, well, I just says, I see. I know I'm such a failure for father, but please, don't kill Rias, just because I fail, and just because yes, I know I fail, okay? I fail as being a father. I failed to being a father for Valerie. I failed to be a father for anyone. Yes, I know. That's why when I see Rias and the other, I feel like they're like my own daughters. This is where, well, mostly Raynare's heart almost shatters. This is where she started kind of almost crying. She didn't really want to cry. She didn't want to make noise. But this is where Issei just gets angrier. You can't be fucking serious, Issei said with such an angry tone. You see those damn whores as your own fucking daughters. Please, you still have Valerie, Raynare, and even that girl with blonde hair. I noticed she was your own, also your other daughter. But they don't like you. They probably already know how much of a lazy fuck you are. You couldn't even prevent to stop them from joining different sides. You couldn't prevent them from not getting manipulated. Just because you are nothing but a lazy fuck who only just interests in those who are actually powerful, aren't they? We were so interested in what they call the Grammary bitch and the others, just because they were close to that of the Red Dragon. What? If me and Raynare ever met when we were younger, would that mean that you would actually be much kinder to your daughter, much more caring, instead of just being, I don't care about her, when she died against that red-haired bitch? This is where, well, we'll see, Azazel kind of, we'll see, step back, mostly at the words that Issei is saying. Issei right now almost loses it in an instant. He was about to just summon out his blades to just get to attention because he noticed how Azazel stutters on that. This is where, oh, Issei was so pissed. This is where he grabs his sword in an instant. And before even Issei was unsheathing the blade to actually kill the fallen angel governor, Raynare stopped him in an instant right now, hugging him from the back and saying, please, don't. Issei said, Raynare, let go of me. This is where Raynare said, no, please, no, I can't lose you. I can't lose you, okay? Don't kill him, please. Issei decides to let go of his sword, and this is where, well, the sword disappears from his waist, but yeah. Issei says, fine, I won't kill you, fucking fallen angel. But understand this now, Azazel. Well, yeah, Azazel, governor of the fallen angels. If you ever dare get near me, Raynare, or even Shiro, I won't hesitate to kill you off. I won't hesitate to murder you just like I did to that fucking god of war. This is where, well, we'll see Azazel felt terrifying energy from Issei. This is where, well, we'll see Issei walks away. Right now, kind of managing to push Raynare away from his back, but grabbing her from mostly the hand and just walking away. Raynare's face becomes red, and then instantly just looks away. This is where, well, mostly Issei was just so completely pissed and annoyed with the fucking fallen angel. He has seen everything. His eyes can actually tell him all the fucking bullcrap in this whole world and how it existed and how it actually went. But yeah, so this is where, well, not just only Raynare was the only one watching this. It was none other than Valerie, Alexia, what's it called? Even the blondish hair who's actually another daughter of Azazel, and that's being Junko. This was a girl that was actually protecting Alexia. But they were mostly staying after school because they actually wanted to go to the kennel club, and they actually heard all this. This is where, well, some of the kennel girls actually heard it also. They see how Issei has changed entirely. He won't forgive those who actually hurt his kind of friends, mostly his kind of comrades and other things. Issei might be having trust issues with comrades, even friends, even what's it called, anyone that he might be calling a brother or father figure or anything. He might have trouble issues with that, but at least he's actually not going to hate on the past. He's going to move forward. He's different. He's not just going to fall back into the past and just remember all the bad things of the past life. But yeah. But this is where, well, we go into mostly Issei walking away from Azazel. Issei managed to calm down, and of course, this is where he's still holding on to the smooth hands of mostly Raynare's. This is where Raynare's just blushing. She's blushing because she can feel mostly Issei's own hands. This is where, well, she's just blushing, but yeah. We go into mostly a time skip now. Mostly a time skip of 2 days later. Of course, mostly Raynare, Raynare actually became stronger in 2 days. Mostly, she actually didn't know this, but mostly Issei could make a time barrier. A time barrier where mostly 1 hour can actually be 1 year. But yeah, so mostly he trained for like 48 hours in this time barrier. But yeah, he actually managed to create it thanks to the fact that he has something called the Hogakyu. He's not very good at the Hogakyu, but mostly he can still figure it out. This is where, well, he still managed to kind of get the first mask down of the hollow mask. Mostly he got the first mask down. He actually didn't have a way to go into resurrection, but mostly his first mask is actually a resurrection stage, which is also kind of like a Bankai stage at the same time. It's like a Holofy resurrection Bankai kind of state where it allows him to actually go into the super powerful form. There also is the Holofy monsterish form, which he still hasn't actually mastered that, or neither is the Azazel. But mostly in this kind of first stage, he's quite powerful already. But not the point. He can go into a Vassalor one, which is called King of Vassalors, but mostly that form is still unstable, and he will need Shiro's help to actually control it. But mostly he managed to also give a little bit of mostly the Hogakyu energy to Raynare to actually transform her not from just a fallen angel, and not just from a fallen angel that's mostly the daughter of someone powerful, but mostly transform her into a hollow angel. Mostly this hollow angel, she is actually half hollow and half fallen angel. So of course making her a kind of a Rancor state fallen angel, but yeah, but not the point. She does have mostly a hole somewhere in her kind of chest, mostly like in the middle of her kind of like chest, or not, yeah, middle-ish in her chest, and this went well. Issei kind of also gave her a number, but yeah, but not a number, mostly just, yeah. She just doesn't have a number, but she's quite powerful. She's actually quite powerful as like the original Espadas, but not the point. This is where, well, she is kind of happy the fact that she has the power of a hollow and also Shinigami, I should mention. But yeah, so she's actually like 25% Rancor hollow and 25% well, mostly Shinigami. She's sad in the fact that Issei didn't fully change her kind of fallen angels, because she did kind of hate the fact that she was the daughter of a fallen angel. But Issei mentioned that mostly she will get stronger if she just stayed as a fallen angel, not just go into human. This is where, well, we'll see Raynare nodded. Issei also said that he might also want to transform her into a dragon, half dragon. This is where, well, Raynare was confused, but this is where Issei explained and what the dragon effect might give her. This is where, well, she nodded. But Issei needs to talk to Diedrich about that, which he did talk to Diedrich. When Diedrich was so happy, he was so relieved, he was so happy to see Issei. But Issei's a little bit more changed. He's different. He's not as cold and maniac as what's called Shiro, but he's just completely different. He's a little bit different from mostly the original Issei that he remembered. Issei is now a complete different person. But he's no longer perverted, a weakling, mostly in Issei's terms, but mostly he no longer decides to trust everyone. He trusts few people, but he is not as cold and manipulating as Shiro sometimes. But that's not the point. I mean, he is sometimes, but when it comes to special cases, this is where, well, mostly Diedrich can understand about that, and this is where, well, he's a little happy that his partner is back, the original is back, because his original partner actually can understand in his feelings, his friend. Mostly they are friends. They technically are brothers, but mostly Issei sees Shiro more of a brother because it's literally his other soul, but not the point. That's where, well, Diedrich was happy to understand him and realize there are no time barriers, so of course mostly this actually takes, mostly, like I did mention, 1 hour will actually be like 1 year. So mostly Raynare and Issei don't really age that much because, well, Issei kind of can live for a little bit longer than any other devil. He actually has the Hogeki, which allows him to actually be immortal, which mostly Issei also gives most of the immortal part towards Raynare, but can take it away anytime she might betray him, but not the point. Because Issei's still a little iffy with her, but not much. This is where, well, Issei asked Diedrich if he can transform, what's it called, Raynare into a dragon. This is where, well, 25%. Diedrich said, maybe? Yeah, I can, but why wouldn't you like to become a dragon? Issei said that would be okay if he transforms to also a dragon. He wants to be a mostly the ultimate being so he can protect those that he treasures, but also those can protect themselves. This is where, well, mostly Diedrich can see that Issei really changed. His mindset is a lot different. It's more just completely or all advanced, more different, more complex, but not much. Other than that, I'm thinking of leaving it off here for, well, part 3 of this What If. Part 4 might be what's it called, the Battle of Sir Orcus and other things. But for right now, I gotta be going, so bye, see you, yeah. But other than that, bye.